Oridon Prep is an awesome school, and another awesome school is Hogwarts. So us, being huge Potterheads and huge Descendants fans, thought, what would happen if our favorite VKs went to Hogwarts?
So today we are going to be going over which Hogwarts houses we think Mal, Carlos, Jay, and Evie would be sorted into. So let's start with Jay.
Alright, Jay. I think Jay could go a few different ways because of the different traits he has.
I agree.
But I think there's one house he would definitely fit into best, and that's Gryffindor. And I'll tell you why, because every trait that a Gryffindor would have is Jay.
Absolutely. Jay is definitely daring. You see that a bunch of times in the trilogy. Like in the first one, the time he plays tourney for the first time, he steps on the field and doesn't care what type of physical danger he's getting into. He takes out every guy on that field without hesitation. Imagine what the guy could do in Quidditch.
And the guy's got courage. I know courage doesn't have to be huge, but with Jay, it is. Like when they're trying to break into the museum and the door is locked, he's the first guy that's ready to kick the door down and help his friends in. Just like how Hermione unlocks any doors she wants to get into while she's with Ron and Harry. And he does the same thing trying to get the fairy godmother's wand.
And at the same time, that is reckless, which I think is something a lot of Gryffindors struggle with. Sometimes his courage is taken too far, like you brought up the tourney field. His game turned a little reckless during tryouts.
Exactly, kind of similar to Cormac, just not as douchey.
Yeah.
I think Jay is definitely a Gryffindor.
I agree. So next we have Carlos, and Carlos is, to me, one of the most important characters in the Descendants trilogy, specifically the second one. He's not the center of attention, but without him saving the day by making the replica wand, amongst other things, the VKs most likely wouldn't have succeeded, which is exactly like a Hufflepuff.
I agree. Another thing that stands out is his humbleness. It reminds me a lot of Cedric.
Cedric Diggory!
He's so skilled and important, but he doesn't show it. He's just a great guy, willing to do whatever he can to help his friends.
I think he could find the good in anything, and he tries his best at everything, and he's honest. All of these are Hufflepuff traits.
Yeah, he's a lot like Cedric to me.
Yeah, I can see that.
While I see some other traits for other houses in him, I think Hufflepuff is where he would be.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Alright, next we have Evie, the girl who is intelligent, creative, never follows a crowd, is proud to be herself, and those are just a few reasons why I'm going with Ravenclaw.
Yeah, I think you're 100% right. We took a poll on which house Evie would be in, and the majority of you guys said Ravenclaw as well.
I think what Mal says at the end of the first Descendants to Evie is, you do not have to play dumb to get a guy, you are so smart. Just Evie's individuality alone is perfect for Ravenclaw, not to mention the blue hair.
Yeah, the blue hair is actually a great point. It kind of shows her individuality, similar to how Luna wears some of the weirdest stuff and she's teased for it, but it's true to her identity. Just like Evie's style, like her blue hair is true to who she is.
And speaking of her style, her creativity, designing and making clothes, dresses, jackets, shirts, it's crazy how creative she is. And she's very bold like Luna as well. She doesn't care what others think, which some people can see as arrogance, but that's another thing that is fitting for Ravenclaw. She's just perfect for Ravenclaw house.
Yeah, I think she could fit into almost every house, but I think Ravenclaw is definitely more than all the others.
Yeah, absolutely.
So last we have Mal.
Mal was the most difficult to sort because she could fit into any house.
True, but I think if you were to put the sorting hat on her head, it would say the exact same thing it said when it was placed on Harry Potter's head. The hat said, difficult, very difficult, plenty of courage I see, not a bad mind either. There's talent, oh yes, and a thirst to prove yourself. But where to put you?
That's exactly what it would say to Mal. Harry also didn't want to go to Slytherin, and the hat told him it was all in his head.
Mal is actually amazingly similar to Harry, and I think she would be sorted into Gryffindor.
I 100% agree. I feel like Mal feels this strong responsibility to protect her friends, and she wants to do the noble thing. Like, she thought taking the wand like her mom wanted was the noble thing to do until she actually went to Oridon Prep and met everyone and saw the noble thing would be to choose good, which shows she has a strong moral compass, which is 100% a Gryffindor.
Also, she can be a bit reckless when trying to do the right thing, which we've seen Harry and Ron and Hermione do throughout the films and books.
Yeah, I actually agree that Mal is very similar to Harry. Like in Deathly Hallows Part 1, when Harry is going to go start hunting Horcruxes in the middle of the night without telling anyone, That's similar to Mal just leaving and going to the Isle in Descendants 2.
Yeah, they are really similar, so I think given all her traits and similarities to Harry, Gryffindor is perfect.
Thanks so much for watching the video. If you liked this video, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It's 100% free, and check out some of our other videos right now.